Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. Recently, I've been looking a lot into silver supply diminishing, what's going on, why the miners aren't as motivated to dig it out of the ground, and I found a lot of information that I've covered yesterday in a three-part video series I did, and I want to branch off of that now talking about the other side of it because, when it comes to silver supply, the demand is definitely growing as silver is more in the spotlight, and I was kind of basing my theory off of this being a healthy thing for silver, but I also want to question both sides of the fence. So today I'm going to be talking about the possibility of silver having a pullback or a correction soon. Now, when silver is correcting, or when there's a dip, when people are selling off, this isn't always bad. It can definitely be healthy for any investment or market, especially when, like precious metals, it's more of a gradual uptrend, not such not it doesn't skyrocket overnight like cryptocurrency has. And those things do occur, but when they do occur, there's also a huge crash afterwards. That's why you always want to see some corrections. It's natural. It's what happens. What you buy the dips and you sell at the tops. And people right now are selling. There's been a 40% increase in people going into coin shops selling their gold jewelry, silver, whatever, as gold breaks above 1,500 and silver breaks above $17. And this isn't bad. I mean, a lot of people probably are impulse selling and could be waiting a little longer, but it's not always bad to capitalize on some of your profits. So, it really can go both ways. It just really depends where you're at in your stacking journey. But when it comes to the world of silver's price, a pullback could be occurring soon. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not saying silver's going to crash. I just definitely think that it's not out of the reality of possibility, and I wouldn't be surprised if silver pulled back, even somewhere close to $1. Now, I don't think it would be as I don't think it would be as dramatic as $1, but I definitely think that silver could be back down to the $16.50 range. Now, when it comes to the resistance levels, there is a very important number. I think it's $15.75 or somewhere in that ballpark that it definitely needs to stay above, because if it goes below that, then that means the resistance level has broken. The triangle formation could be in jeopardy, and we could see a lot lower prices than that, like we saw earlier this year. I'm not going to be talking too much about gold in this video. That's a different subject. Maybe I can make another video in the future covering, gold's perspective and gold's potential with this. But today I want to focus mainly on silver. So with silver's pullback, if it does happen, this is only an opportunity for us to, buy more silver for cheap. And this is usually how it goes. When people are investing, a lot of people are patient. A lot of people have been investing for years. You might, possibly yourself have been investing for years, and you know how this goes. Right now, what you're either doing is, selling a little bit of silver, capitalizing on some profits, or you're patiently waiting to, for the correction to occur, or for the dip to happen. And when it drops back down 50 cents, maybe even $1, then you'll buy more silver. But you're budgeting yourself, or you're setting a standard to where right now is not a good time to purchase. For me, myself, I made a video last week covering why I'm not personally buying silver right now. It's not for these reasons. I personally don't think $17 silver is expensive, but because I've gotten it, I started the silver stacking around 2013 when it was $21. So $17 silver is still relatively cheap in my opinion, where if you got in at $15 range earlier in the year, $17 may seem pretty high. So regardless if you think it's high or cheap right now, if you're not purchasing, then you're patiently waiting for that price. So for me, for example, I'm waiting for the holidays for all the sales to start popping up, saving fiat currency for that moment. But some other people are waiting for the silver's price to correct, or to start falling a little bit. Now, the people that are early into precious metals might get a little freaked out when the price does start going back down, but this is healthy. When the price goes back down, this is when more people buy it, and then that pushes the price back up. And then when the price goes back up, people sell it, pushing the price back down. Now, it's not as black and white as that. There's a lot of gray area. There's also many other factors that do influence silver's price. Supply and demand is definitely one of the main drivers, and this is why I've been covering the silver supply so much recently, because the news that how many millions of ounces less are getting mined per year, and it's not like it's stopping anytime soon, is extremely worrying. Now, this could be good for silver's price potentially, because low supply, high demand. What does that do? It shoots the price up. For people that are on the other end of the scale that haven't purchased yet, they might get in silver when it's 20, 22, 23, $24, and they could be missing out right now, missing the boat. That always happens with any investment. I saw it happen with Bitcoin. I saw it happen even with precious metals, and I actually, when I was covering the video I made when silver was $50 in 2011, I was reading some articles, and I heard a lot of people kicking themselves in the butt, wishing that they would have bought silver at 15, 20, even $30 some points, because when it hits $50, everyone's like, oh man, I should have bought at $20, or man, I missed the boat, I should have bought at $30, even $40. And then, a correction happens. Now, when silver was $50, it shot up extremely fast, and that was a huge indicator that there was going to be a huge crash afterwards. So with any healthy market, as long as it's a gradual increase, or a gradual uptrend, then we're in a safe area. We're in the clear. So if I start seeing silver appreciating $1, $2 every single month without stopping or without correcting at all, that's a really huge warning indicator that there's going to be an extremely large crash coming. So at that point, maybe you could capitalize more and sell off some of your silver. I don't ever recommend selling all of it at once. Panic selling, impulse selling is always risky, just as impulse buying is as well. Especially right now, if you are looking to buy, I would be very careful and buy in increments, just to protect yourself from purchasing when silver could go back down and it could be a little cheaper. But I am curious what you guys think about this. When it comes to silver, it's not as volatile as cryptocurrency or even some stocks. So when we're talking about volatility, rapidly increasing or decreasing prices, usually for the worse, that's something that is extremely speculative, that you have to monitor on a daily basis, usually by an hourly basis. But precious metals, especially for the long-term stackers, don't really have that worry. They don't have that issue to be checking prices all the time, because we're in it for the long haul, which is a very huge positive factor for precious metals. Now, in the silver ETF side of it, it's a little different story, because it more is like a stock market to some extent. So I wouldn't be, putting it in the same category as that. But with the physical bullion, it definitely is. Also going to say that with the physical precious metals, the prices could be influenced more heavily with the mining supply shortening or decreasing over time than ETFs. They have to worry about a different side of it. And with the physical precious metals, they might reap the rewards as well, also following suit or corresponding to the ETFs. So I know it's a little intertwined, and that's kind of contradicting, but that is how it works. So I'm just trying to make this video to show you guys that if it does dip, or if there's a correction, it's not the end of the world. People might exaggerate it to be that for views, or just to grab attention, or to put silver in a bad spotlight if they're more of a gold stacker or a Bitcoin enthusiast, whatever the case is. But with media, it's always over dramatized. But you definitely want to stay relevant and stay down to earth, stay humble, and stay in a realistic mind state. So that's what I'm trying to bring to you guys. This is stuff you learn over the years as you keep investing, but at first it can be extremely scary. And a lot of it, 9 times out of 10, it could be the factor that pulls you out of precious metals and say it's not for me, when, it could just be something that you could easily just kind of overlook. I know it's hard to do that, especially when there's so much emotional attachment involved, especially because it's your hard-earned money that's going into this. But I promise at the end of the day, you will get through it, and you learn as you go. So, I'm curious what you guys think about this. What do you guys think silver price is going to be doing in 2020? I'm still more bullish for silver. I just made a video talking about my opinions on where silver's headed in 2020. I definitely think it could appreciate with a lot of potential. It's not saying it's going to jump $5 or $10, but I definitely think it could be jumping $1, maybe even $2 in 2020. And I mentioned the reasons why in the video I posted the other day. I'm just making this video kind of helping people understand if there is a correction, how to cope with it and some alternatives you can take as well when it comes to selling or buying in those times. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to smash the like button. Also, I definitely recommend going to check out that 3-part saga I did yesterday with those videos talking about the silver supply vanishing, what's happening, where is it going, why aren't they digging it out the ground. It's really interesting stuff. I definitely think everyone needs to be informed on it, and I think you will enjoy that content. But anyways, this was Silver Slayer. Subscribe if you're new. I post daily videos. Make sure to smash that like button if you did enjoy this video. I will see you guys soon. Peace.